Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Championship Night, Round 4 of the AMX Asphalt Street Stock Series. I am joined once again up in the booth with Cody Harrelson. Cody, how are you doing tonight?
We are hanging in there, Frank. What a night we're going to have ahead of us.
Absolutely. It's going to be, it's going to be fun tonight. Crandon's always one of those tracks that never really kind of disappoints. It's always high speed, high action. And even though we got 4 trucks currently registered in the session, I'm pretty confident between Anthony James, Solomon, Nick, and Chase, they're going to put on a show for us tonight. So some big news. It looks like, unfortunately, Taylor Van Bush is not going to be able to make it tonight. Sounds like he's had some real-world stuff come up. So we're bummed that he's going to miss us, but let's go ahead and take a look at some points going into tonight.
Yeah, big news indeed, Frank.
Absolutely. So Taylor Van Bush and Solomon Borshiner were tied going into tonight at 302 points. So like I said, with Taylor not being able to join us tonight, that's going to be a big hit. Solomon, really, as long as he runs well, correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, but I think as long as he runs well, he's pretty much got this in the bag.
Yeah, low car count, it's not gonna help Nick at all tonight, and I think if Taylor doesn't show up, Solomon's just gonna go out there and ride around, and he'll have this thing locked in.
I think you are completely correct. So, looks like we got about 3 more minutes here worth of warm-up as our drivers take their last couple laps. Any thoughts as to what to expect, Cody, tonight? I hate to ask because last week we picked some drivers and it didn't end up too well for them. But anybody you're kind of keeping your eye on tonight?
What to expect, Frank? We can expect Chase to be fast. There's no doubt about it. 114.396 in practice to Anthony James 115.773.
Yeah, and it looks like Solomon's even a second slower than Anthony. So, yeah, it's kind of a steep learning curve here tonight.
Yeah, Chase is just undoubtedly fast. He's going to definitely be the one to watch tonight. I think he's going to end up cruising away with this one. But Anthony and Solomon, I think, will have a good battle. And Nick, if he can stay consistent, I think he can hang in there with those two. And maybe they can put on a three-way show for second.
Yeah, and I'll throw up the chat real quick. If you're tuning in live and you got a favorite driver tonight or who you think is going to surprise us, throw your thoughts up there. I'm kind of curious what those tuning in are thinking. So, looks like, yeah, about 90 seconds here worth of practice and eager to wrap up the series. It's been a quick one. 4 weeks goes by pretty quick. And speaking of Taylor Van Bush, he just showed up in the chat. And brother, we were sad you couldn't make it either, man. We were really looking forward to seeing you and Solomon go at it tonight. So hope you feel better here soon, and we look forward to racing with you again here in the future.
Definitely. Unfortunately, sickness taking him out tonight. And Trevor Ward tuning in. He races with Anthony in real life. He says he's got Anthony on his ballot.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Anthony has a good performance tonight, especially struggling at Bark River last week. He's got the speed. If he can put a race together, he's gonna be one to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an uphill climb for him, though, with how fast Chase is. But he had a rough week at Bark River last week, and looking for him to turn it around tonight.
So we got 20 seconds here, so drivers are going to get their last couple laps in. Race control is going to be giving some notes over the radio to the drivers as far as how the format's going to run tonight. And to give you guys a sneak preview, it's Going to be a heat race, and then we don't have to worry about people transferring through. So we'll do a quick warm up, just set the track, and then turn them loose tonight. So it should be a quick moving night. Looking forward to it.
As Anthony goes for
Oh,
a giant roll at the end of practice. I'll score that one a solid 7 out of 10.
all right, let's go ahead and get gridded up. Let's see how the random draw worked. 4 laps is going to make up the heat race in 8. Don't have to worry about transferring. But looks like Anthony's going to get the lucky spot. Don't worry about that Franklin guy. He's chilling in the booth with you tonight. Chase Greer, Solomon, Nick in the rear. Then looks like Larson jumped on, turned a couple laps, but unfortunately is not going to be racing with us tonight. And are we doing a rolling start here at Crandon? Change it up a little bit. That's
Yeah, that's different. I would say this was a technical difficulty.
well, I guess it's one way to keep the drivers on their toes. I'm
We'll have to
sure.
see what they do here. Sometimes they'll manipulate it, and they might just back up the track here and line up and do a land rush of their own.
Yeah, probably. I'd say that's a good idea. Hopefully they do that because the land rushes always make it so much more fun. And
Oh, looks like they're just going to do a land rush from right where they're at.
okay, that's gonna make it easy then. Let's go ahead and see how this plays out. Probably gonna have to wait for the pace car to get some distance there, but this will be a fun one.
Never, never quite works out how you want it to when it's online, does it, Frank?
Yeah, I'm sure race control's getting an earful right now from the commissioners.
Solomon, looks like McDonald's still denied his request for better Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's we're pulling for him. We got that GoFundMe for better internet for him. But it sounds like throttles are coming up, so I assume they're going to go green here in just a moment. Kind of hard when you're doing kind of a admin controlled start, but we'll wait for them to start rolling and see how this plays out.
Frank, it's going to be a surprise for us too.
Oh, and we are green.
And they're off. Chase and Solomon get the early jump. With Chase looking like he's going to pull out in front there.
Oh,
Anthony finding his friend the pole.
I almost feel bad for mentioning him.
He's going to get married to that pole one day.
I'm gonna get an earful later about that. So looking at
Solomon and Nick is trying to get up there to that second spot. Solomon and Nick, they get to go to the back of the pack tonight, Frank.
Yeah, so really they're just racing for points at this point. But...
points and try and find something to do with Chase there. Chase out front comfortably. He's already off to looks like a 1.8 second gap.
Yeah, he's just doing what Chase does. Just driving that car.
Consistency is key, and what better person to have consistency out here than the pro himself?
Yeah, looking back here, second place Solomon. Probably the closest battle we have on the track right now.
As Solomon gets down to that inside wall, that's going to push him out a little bit wide. That should let Nick catch up to him just a little bit here. Frank, I tell you what, they had a little practice session up before this, and I was running with them. And these cars haven't gotten any better than what they used to be.
What do you mean by that?
They are wild, man. You land, and it just wants to go every which way but straight.
Yeah, I can sense it. You can see some of these bounces these cars take. It's a handful to keep them straight.
Yeah, these things don't handle for nothing on the dirt off-road, that's for sure. Nothing like those nice, cushy pro trucks. As Nick once again is closing up that door to the second spot.
Yeah, just over half a second separates them, so Nick really making some headway here, and Solomon, I'm sure, has got a mirror full of him as he takes a bad bounce there. Hopefully he can. Oh, he's able to
Solomon
get
Nick
back
got
in.
together and Nick gets around him.
Yeah, like you said, those bounces, it's brutal.
Yes, definitely. You land any which way but straight, and then you got to try and gather that car up and get it going.
Looking right now at Anthony Janes, pretty far back at this point, about 20 seconds from Solomon, but looks like after that first turn chaos, really self-induced, he seems to be putting it together. So hopefully for the main event, he'll have something to run with.
Definitely. He'll get it gathered up, learn a few things, and I'm sure he can put it together later.
Yeah, Anthony's always a fan favorite. And looks like Nick is sitting second from time of scoring. Looks like Solomon ended up in the pits. Let's see if we can't figure out what happened there.
As Nick closes in really far to Chase, I think Chase had a bobble in Cowboy Corner there. We got a battle for first place, Frank.
Hey, yeah, looking at the event log, I'm not seeing where Solomon crashed. So
I do believe, Frank, that if his internet connection does get bad enough, it will put him in the pits.
it could be. That might be what is happening. So right now we're looking at Chase Greer out front with Nick in pursuit. And Nick closing that gap, kind of surprising us here.
Very unfortunate, Frank. Both of our points championship contenders are not looking to be having a good night tonight, and I think Taylor's wishing he would have just showed up and ran in the back of the pack. Hopefully Solomon can get that internet fixed and put on a show for tonight. As Chase stretches his lead back out to about 3 seconds.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, looks like Solomon just won't get any points for the heats, but if he can get back out there and run a solid main, I think he's still more than capable of closing this thing up today.
Definitely.
A couple more corners here for Chase. And I'm sure he's
lap already. Wow, the time flies by.
It does. Even with the long configuration, it's a fast track. I've always enjoyed that about Crandon.
I tell you, there's nothing better than Fall Crandon and Pro 4 versus Pro 2 and everything about the experience out there. If you haven't been able to get out and experience it, you definitely have to.
Yes, sir. As Chase Greer is going to take the checkered flag for the heat win. Nick Nowak and Anthony. Oh, that's Solomon back out there. He's a lap down, so no factor. As they kind of get together. Not the prettiest finish, but Nick will take it. With Anthony taking
third
for the night. So after that, looks like Solomon will secure that fourth, and then that is the field. So short and simple tonight. And what we're going to do right now is give these guys a few minutes to turn a couple laps. Do any final last minute adjustments they need to do before we go green. But while they exit pit road, let's go back real quick, take a look at round 3, because there was a lot of action as far as incidents. So let's if you missed it, here's a look at it. A lot of nicknames, and I cannot keep them straight in my head. All I know
As
is...
Solomon, look,
Oh!
Solomon fed Quentin the door for the lead, and he is going to just take it by force.
Yeah, I'm sure Quentin's smart. He's going to let him maybe just kind of, take that position for right now. I'm pretty sure Quentin's at least gotten, the point for leading the lap, so he's probably just happy with that. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the long game here. Oh, as he gets ugly out of that turn.
He gets crossed up.
Go to the halfway caution. All eyes right now are on this battle. Quentin Johnson about 4.5 seconds behind these two.
As Solomon gets crossed up, that is gonna hurt. That gives Taylor the lead and a big gap before this break.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look and see what happened to him. Looks like coming over the jumps here, I bet you he's probably just going to get crossed up and over he's going to go.
You're taking the blame for that replay. As Solomon and Nick are going to have a tight-knit battle back here. Anthony peeking into the picture too for that battle.
Oh, Quentin taking a
third.
nasty bump. Oh, and that's going to send Nick off the track.
Solomon's going, everybody's going off the track.
Everyone's struggling there. Looks like Quentin just taking a bad bounce, and then Solomon getting spun by Nick, and then Anthony spinning Nick there, and oh geez, it was just...
Where did Anthony go? Did he go visit his pole?
It's like some major drama unfolding.
Oh, Quentin's gonna land these bumps wrong. These bumps are hard to do, and they will send you for a ride, and he gets stuck in the wall.
Just parked it. I have been there before, and it is not a fun place to be.
That wall does not let you go.
That is... I'm betting it's just a bad bump, and... Oh
no.
That was just a hard hit. And he's back in the pits.
Strikes.
And you know who that's going to allow up front? Is Taylor
Mr.
Vandenbush.
Consistency.
And you know what Timon's Gordon is showing me? Is Solomon crashed as well. Let's see what happened with Solomon. All right. Kind of got to cut it short here because it looks like we're going to get ready to go green. So with that, I'm going to take a quick second to point out, if you have not gotten the AMX app yet, in the bottom right-hand corner, scan those QR codes. It's a great way to stay in touch with us as we promote our next series and upcoming AMX events and points, schedules, merchandise, all that fun stuff that you can stay in the know. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the main event and how it's going to shape up. Make sure I'm on the right one. So it's going to be Chase Greer out front, although he's going to go to the rear. Not really a factor tonight when everyone does a standing start. Nick Nowak outside of him, Anthony Janes, Solomon Borshiner, and then Larson, who unfortunately will not be running with us. So, get that off of there. Going to be 15 laps tonight. Comp caution after lap 7.
And here we go.
Wasted no time.
Nick did not get a great start, but I tell you who did, Frank. Chase Greer out front with a gap already as he lands looks like a bad bounce. We might have a battle for the lead.
Yeah, look at who's here. I am so excited to see him up front challenging Chase right now.
Definitely, and we see Solomon. He's back in the mix again, in third place there, still running decently strong. As Anthony's going to take the inside of Chase here, and Chase is going to get to run off the outside. He's going to get about a half-second gap as we get going into lap number 1.
Yeah, watching Anthony try to chase down Chase right now. Solomon lurking in the background. This is the essentially what the mirror of Anthony James would look like right now.
Definitely, definitely. And with the 91 starting this race, I believe that goes ahead and locks him into the points championship. So that'll be something to talk to him about tonight.
I believe your math is pretty solid there.
As Chase pushes out wide in barn corner, but he's going to gather it up and get moving. And Solomon around the inside gets past Anthony, and we got a battle for second still.
Yeah, we're on board with Anthony right now. See what he can do to Solomon, if he has anything to answer back.
I definitely think he could. He's been solid through practice. So, as he gets up on the bike there for just a second.
That's going to open the door for Nick. Yeah.
Nick's going to take a peek on that inside, but he's not going to be able to do anything until Anthony slips up right there. And Nick's going to have to go around the outside and take that spot. See if Anthony can regroup and get back up there and see if he's got anything for Nick. And like you said at the start, Frank, don't forget we have that comp caution at lap 7, right?
Yep, no, that'll be a good chance to reset, and for those drivers who get a bad bounce and kind of opens up a gap they struggle to recover from. Right on board right now with Nick. This is what about a second deficit looks like. And geez, like you talked about, those bounces, I applaud these drivers horrendous for being able to power through it.
Anthony fighting back on the inside of Nick here. He's going to dive it into the inside. Nick's going to go hard around that top side, see if Nick can get the drive off as they race door to door back down into Calamity Corner here. Now it's going to be roles reverse. Nick on the inside, Anthony on the outside.
Ooh, Nick pushing wide.
Anthony, I believe, gave Nick the bumper and pushed him out wide. Definitely hurt Anthony more than did Nick.
Let's check up front here. Not enough we can say about Chase Greer. He's just put on a phenomenal performance, and I feel like if he didn't miss last week, I think we'd have another repeat series champ.
For sure. Those of you that missed it last week, Chase took the, I believe it was almost 3,000 mile drive, and he picked up a new to him pro buggy. So congratulations, Chase, on that, and we'll look forward to seeing him in his new ride next season. In the champ Amsoil champ off-road. Sorry, I had to do a little bit of brain thinking there.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. Especially when they sometimes change names and stuff like that. It's like, wait, what's the name of the series now?
Chase off to a 3-second lead over Solomon Borschinger in second, Nick Nowak in third, and Anthony James rounding out the top 4.
The only 4 at this point. And Anthony's, about 3 seconds behind Nick, so as long as he puts on a good, solid drive, they'll, like I said, regroup midway through this. And
as it looks like we got a battle for second, Frank. Nick is on Solomon's bumper here. Mr. Consistency showing up again.
Yeah, we saw we did it last week. I mean, I don't want to say we counted him out, but he looked like he was running pretty far behind, and through all that chaos managed to secure a podium. So if there's anyone to take notes from, it is Nick.
He definitely caught the right bounces last week and put her on the podium.
We'll ride on board with Solomon for a minute if his internet cooperates with us. And what I enjoy is just watch the steering wheel, how smooth he is. I say that, then he takes a bad bounce, but And let's.
As Nick goes right around the outside.
Nick's going to capitalize on that one right away.
That's how quick it can change, Frank. You get one bad bounce, and they are going to go right around you. Sayonara. See you later.
So really, these three are the closest bunch on the track. Chase Greer just stepping it out.
Bad fast, man. Bad fast.
We'll just ride on board with him for a second and just take notes. Like we were trying to point out with Solomon, just watch the input on that steering wheel, just how smooth he is, and a little bit goes a long way. It's just violent landings. It's like we remind people, these are asphalt cars. They are not designed for this, so we put them through the ringer here.
Not designed for the dirt. Not designed for the jumps. It's a true test of man and machine.
But it is an AMX staple. I mean, that's really what started AMX. I think you know the history maybe a little bit better than I do, but it was really the dirt street stocks on the off-road tracks is kind of what launched AMX, and then moved into some Pro 2 and Pro 2 Lite series as well. But whenever we take the cars to the off-road tracks, that's kind of AMX heritage.
100% Frank. Nick and Anthony both started off this league with the dirt street stocks, and Anthony, he owns a car similar to what these are, more designed with the shocks and everything to do the dirt off-road racing. And Nick also has a truck of his own and manages, or is a promoter for one of the tracks out there in Montana. So that's where this all kind of started, and we've just tried to put it together as close as we can to what they do today.
Yeah, no, it's been a blessing to work with both Anthony and Nick. Really great people, and really what drives kind of the community feel of this league, I think. And yeah, if anyone watching is interested in getting in on this, it's just an absolute joy of a league to run. All skill levels. We got people, from your rookie licenses all the way up to the champs sometimes show up. So it's a great way just to get in to off-road racing on the sim. So with that,
Frank,
oh, sorry, I was going to say we're coming to the comp caution here. Chase is about to complete lap 7, so we'll go ahead and stack them up here in just a second, and try to close in some of these gaps, especially for Anthony.
We'll let him get slowed down here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pull Chase in for a quick second.
Yeah, while you do that real quick, I just want to point out that tomorrow night on RaceSpot, if you tune in iRacing Short Course on their YouTube channel, they're going to do round 3 of their iRacing Short Course Pro 2 National Series at Watkins Glen. That's going to kick off at 9 on the East Coast, 6 on Pacific, and they've been a great supporter of our league, so I always encourage people to check them out. But yeah, you got anyone standing by on the radio?
Okay, Greer, this is Frank and Cody in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, how's that car feeling?
Car's not feeling too bad. Got a fairly decent start, so just trying to keep it pointed forward. Looks like these guys have kind of got the car figured out after working with one of my setups here in practice. So they're gaining speed, and they're kind of keeping pace now. So we'll see what we can do in the second half here.
Definitely looks like you guys are getting ready to go back racing, so we'll let you go. But good luck, and try and keep them close, would you?
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Chase is always
we-
such a great personality. I love talking with him.
It's always fun having him up here in the booth with us as we get ready to go rolling back green. This restart, Frank, is going to be a little bit more traditional. We're going to do a single file restart at, I believe it's right before the barn jump on the leader.
I think it's right on either the face of the jump or coming up to that that little
It's going to be in
archway.
the little. It's going to be in the little plateau at the bottom of this first hump.
That's right.
So we're going to go green anytime on the leader here as Chase takes off with Nick in second, Solomon third, Anthony fourth.
Yeah, we'll see what Nick's got. Any tricks up his sleeve.
See if he can keep close to Chase, maybe learn a couple things, and see how he can get his car a little bit faster, and hopefully try to hold off Solomon here. And Anthony also battling Solomon, so we got a couple battles all over this track at the first couple or first lap here.
Looks like Solomon kind of taking a bad bounce there, but he's going to recover quickly.
Anthony hoping he can have a little bit of a cleaner second half here. The blessing of the comp caution, Frank. You get a redo.
Yeah, you know, that's why I enjoy it. It you know, if you have a bad first half or something happens, it gives you a chance to come back and be competitive. You know, for me, it's more for the drivers than anything else, just to be able to come back and have fun.
Definitely gives them a second to catch their breath, shake out any cramps they might have, and get back to work. As we look here, Anthony's on the inside of Sullivan's. Both of them had a little bit bad bounce.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony
gonna
kind of
catch
had to get out of the gas there a little bit to get it straight, and that's going to allow Solomon to open it back up, but good recovery.
Caught the inside berm. He was going to reset, and he's going to be digging back again. You know he wants to get on that podium. He's been itching to get up here and talk with us. Nick not letting Chase get out of his sight, though. He's holding his own up there.
Yeah, this is off the rear bumper of Chase. Watch him just throw it into that turn.
It'll be interesting to see what Nick can learn from Chase here, because he's definitely within range to keep an eye, see where Chase is better, and see where he can improve.
Looks like Solomon's having a pretty solid run the second half. Hasn't
He
really
is.
been able to reel in Nick at all, but he's been fending off Anthony pretty well.
Yeah, him and Anthony have had a pretty good battle back here. Anthony, he's hoping just to have a nice smooth second half. I think if he can do that, he can definitely get up there and battle with Solomon.
So back up front here, looks like about 2 seconds separates Chase and Nick. I really feel like Nick right now is just studying Chase and just trying to learn the
As
lines.
Anthony just went for a wild ride back there. He caught the inside berm and he's upside down.
Let's go ahead and take a look and see what exactly happened there. Let's go back.
We're in the wrong area, Frank.
Yeah, it's picked the wrong one, unfortunately. We'll go back live. So he's in the pits, unfortunately. Just not able to get anything really put together this season. It's been a rough one for Anthony.
He just caught the berm on the S corners up there and just went for a nice tumble. So unfortunately, that's going to put an end to his night, and Solomon is just going to be able to cruise home to a top 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He had to get out of the gas. I'm guessing probably just took a nasty bounce, but yeah, that's going to open up the gap to Noack to about 7 seconds. So really, this is where all the action is.
Nick, he's cut Chase's lead down to under a second. So from 2 seconds to 1 second, Nick's found a little something. Looks like maybe he can get up there and put some pressure on Chase and do something that not many people have been able to do and force Chase into a mistake, maybe.
Yeah, it's just always impressive how much momentum they can carry through these turns. Like, watch Nick be able to get back on it and really not lose too much time to Chase coming out of that turn.
For sure, he's studying everything here. He's making these minor adjustments, and it's definitely showing in his lap times.
Yeah, I'd say regardless, if I was Nick, I'd be really happy with the performance tonight, considering how kind of favored Chase is as far as winning tonight, and the lap times they've been throwing down. I mean, looking at right now, Chase's best time is a 1:15.37, and then Nick's is a 1:16.26. So, I mean, if you're looking at strictly best lap, in theory, Chase should be pulling away from him, a second a lap. But Nick is fighting tooth and nail.
Frank, we saw it last week. We could even see it this week. Last week, Taylor Vandenbush out front. Got a bad bounce, got on his lid, ruined his night. It just takes that one bad bounce, and it doesn't even have to put him on his lid. All it takes is one bad bounce, and Nick can go around him, and it's going to be the opposite, where maybe he can just hold that 1 second gap on Chase.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 2.5 laps. So, especially with the way these cars handle, so. I'm sure there's some white knuckles in some of these cars.
I'm sure. As Chase stretches that lead back out to about 1.5 seconds, he's going to force Nick into just resetting and taking a deep breath and going to try and make maybe one final charge here in this next 2 laps.
Yeah, time's starting to wind down. We'll kind of jump back real quick to Solomon. He's must have gotten crossed up or something, because now he's about 24 seconds behind. But Anthony, I'm trying to figure out, I think he's running a lap down. So that's not really going to be a factor for Solomon, but at least some company out on the track.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Anthony's back on track, 1 lap down. Unfortunately, just not going to be a factor in the rest of this race. But
no, Nick getting ugly.
Nick gets that bad bounce we keep talking about, and he's fortunate enough to straighten it back out. He's going to lose a little bit of time.
One thing we haven't talked about is when these cars, they hit the grass, it almost turns into glass. So Nick is very lucky that didn't kind of turn out worse for him.
Frank, it doesn't almost turn into glass. It does turn into glass. It is. It is slicker than snot.
I was gonna say, you go from racing cars to playing ice hockey out there, it seems like.
For sure, for sure. As we come to 1 to go, Chasen still in lead with a 3.3 second gap. Nick Nowak in second, Solomon Borschinger third, Anthony Janes in fourth. One more lap, Frank. Can Chase keep it clean?
Yeah, and this is the view of a guy who's just keeping it cool right now. He knows what he's doing. He's a professional.
He might be keeping it cool, Frank, but I guarantee he is sweating. It is a workout. Through the barn jump one last time here. Chase putting on a heck of a season. This is gonna make win number 3, I believe, Frank.
Yeah, the only one I don't think he won was the one he was absent from. I'd have to go back and look at the previous results, but if he hasn't won, he's been top 3 easily. So that's going to be Chase Greer taking the win tonight, championship night, with Nick Nowak right behind him. And then Solomon, unfortunately, falling back a little bit, but I think he's probably going to be happy with how he performed this season. Probably some room to grow, but I'm sure him and Taylor will definitely go back and look at the tapes as a team and probably find some areas to improve on. But overall, I say a very solid performance.
For sure, as we're going to let these guys get across the finish line here before we start pulling everybody in.
Yeah, while we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at how they came across the line. So no surprise, Chase Greer is going to win it tonight with Nick Nowak behind him. Solomon rounding out the top 3. Anthony James, and then Larson just getting credited with that 5th place finish. So I guess take them where you can get them.
All right, as we pull in our 2nd place finisher here, Nick, you got a copy?
I got you there,
Nick,
Cody. Yeah.
Nick, not a surprise to see you up here on the podium again this week. Like we said last week and we said tonight, consistency, that's your middle name. How'd it feel tonight?
It actually was really good. Actually, not like previous weeks. I actually got to get some practice, and I took a lot of tips and pointers from Chase and have one of his setups in here, like most of do, and that really helped out a lot. Just getting some laps ahead of time and actually getting a feel for it, because these cars are pretty squirrely. Obviously, you can see in the broadcast and stuff, but if you can tame them halfway a little bit and keep it going straight and not have any too big mess ups, you usually do all right. So it was good. It just had to not mess up too bad tonight.
For sure, for sure. We noticed there after that comp caution, you were able to keep it up there with Chase. We're within a second putting on at least a little bit of a show.
Yeah, we were talking in Discord a little bit, and I actually felt really fast to keep up to stay with him like that. And actually, a couple times, I actually thought I actually had a chance to get side by side with him a little bit, but he usually had a little bit better line going to the corners. I was trying to cut him off a little bit and just kind of show a fender, let him know I was there a little bit, and hopefully get him to mess up a little bit. He did mess up a little bit, but I did too. Just his mess ups weren't as big as mine as all, so that let him get away, which is great, though. It's still fun racing with these guys, so.
Yeah, definitely lets him know that he did have some competition, at least coming into championship night tonight. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Absolutely. First and foremost, Taylor Vandenbush couldn't be with us here tonight, feeling under the weather. I hope he's feeling better, buddy. Hope you get to watch this, and we definitely missed having you out here too. So, I also want to shout out the Milwaukee Brewers. Hopefully, they make it the World Series. Other than that, everybody over at AMXI Racing, RTL, BGM Racing, and big shout out to my real life sponsor, K&R Auto Body in Lewistown, Montana. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting this, and thanks for Anthony kind of spearheading this and putting this whole little mini series on for all of us. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully more people come out and join next time we do it, because it is unique to run these cars here. Once you get them tamed down a little bit and give it a little bit of a chance, it is a ton of fun to race them here.
Agree 100%, Nick. You have a good night, and we'll be talking with you later.
Awesome. You guys take care. Have a good night.
So while Cody grabs the next driver to come on up here, chat is up on the screen. If you have anyone you want to give a shout out to, favorite driver, make sure you throw it up there. Let them know you're watching and that you're rooting them on. They love to see it when they go back and watch the race films. So we'll see if we got our next driver standing by.
Well, Chase Greer, tonight's winner. You got a copy with us?
Yes, I do.
Man, what a show you put on tonight. That first half, I think you were out there 5 to 6 seconds on those guys.
Yeah, had a good launch. Just tried to not make any mistakes from there. So none of us really had any practice on this track up until about an hour before the session. So everyone really picked up speed throughout the race. So was able to kind of have a decently comfortable lead until the halfway, and then kind of from the halfway on, Nick definitely kept me honest. He got faster and faster throughout the race, so he was able to apply a little bit of pressure, made a couple mistakes, but thankfully came up with the win. So overall, fun race. So thankfully I held on to it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at the last round, but congrats to Solomon on the championship. But every time we hit the track, we were fast. So definitely a fun race.
For sure. Yeah, talking about that. 3 wins on the season, missing last week because you went and picked up your buggy there, but 3 wins and coming home, I will believe it would have to be probably second place. Frank would correct me if I'm wrong on that. I would say that's probably a pretty good season. What do you think there, Chase?
Yeah, wherever we end up with the points, it's yeah, a kind of a oh well at this point. So three starts, 3 wins, we'll definitely take it. So definitely a good showing. So, but I gotta thank BGM Racing, R&M Automotive, In Theory Motorsports, Just Trim Lawn Service, Raceline Wheels, Willow Mountain Lumber LLC, Race Treads, and Blood Lubricants. And definitely you guys for broadcasting what you guys have done with the MXI Racing site, the Discord, the live stream. Everything's been really, really impressive. So thanks for being in the broadcast booth all miniseries.
Well, we appreciate that, Chase. Frank's been working real hard on all of that stuff, so we'll give him that shout out, and we'll get to chatting that with you later.
Sounds good. Thank you guys.
Sweet. And while they switch over, let's go ahead and take and look at the unofficial points for tonight. How it shook up. Looks like even waiting on some bonus points to be assigned, Solomon Boschner is going to walk away with the overall championship tonight at 398. Nick Nowak climbing up to second place. Anthony James third. Chase Greer. Just spoke with him. Solid performance considering missing a week. At fourth, Taylor Van Bush, unfortunately missing tonight, is going to put him down to fifth. And then Quentin Johnson, who wasn't able to run with us tonight, also down to sixth. So that's those are our front runners right there. And let's see if we got someone else on the radio. Cody, what do you got?
Well, we got our third place finisher and our points champion on the season, Solomon Borschinger. You got a copy.
Loud and clear. Good to be back up in the booth again.
Hey, man, what a season. You've been consistent, showing up every week. May not have got that win no, you did get that win. I'm sorry. You got the win last week. Just all around, I would say a decent season for you.
I can't complain too much. Car's been running steady. It may not have been the fastest thing out there, but it seemed to stay in one piece the whole season. It was kind of tough and unfortunate that both of the uprunners with me, both Chase and Taylor, got to give a shout out to those guys. They were just as fast, if not faster than me at times. Just unfortunate they couldn't make it out for the full season this year. But I'm happy to be on top of the box for the end of the year. It's been some working towards for a while. I was in the middle of the race and seen Chase running away, and I'm like, you know what? I got this in the bag. Just run some consistent laps and just get it on the box for tonight, just to make it even better of a day. So.
Yeah, speaking of that consistency, what has it taken all season to be this consistent to run up here, up towards the front, and bring home that championship?
I say that it has to do a little bit with grit and drive, but also just trying to keep your nerves about you and try to play it safe for the most part, because sometimes you try to gamble a little too much, such as in a heat race, and then next thing you know, you go for a ride. So the fun part and the difficult part about these cars is they're so unpredictable, and at the same time, if you kind of just steer it with a loose arm, you can somehow get it around the corners. That's all I have to say. So uh, I've always had fun driving these, and glad to finally get a knack on how to do this, and looking forward to what's to come.
For sure, for sure. Well, we're going to congratulate you again on your championship season, and any friends, family, sponsor you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank all my friends and family that support me for doing this and having a fun time out here. Got to thank you guys up in the booth for an awesome broadcast throughout the season. AMX iRacing for putting this league up. I also got to thank my team, Just the Trim Racing, along with my sponsors, Just the Trim Lawn Service, K&K Contracting, Refuse to Lift Media Productions, uh, and any other sponsors I'm forgetting on the top of the moment. It's unfortunate that my team captain couldn't be out here to celebrate today. He had prior arrangements where he couldn't make it today, but still glad to bring a championship home for Just the Trim.
Definitely. Congratulations again, Solomon, and we will chat with you here after a bit.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, with that, what a season, Cody. It's been a joy calling it with you, and I know AMX has some fun stuff coming up here in the future as far as a turkey bowl that we're going to be planning and announcing here in the next week or two that takes place around Thanksgiving. So if you don't follow us on Facebook or Discord, be sure to go to the amxiracing.com website. Be sure to get involved. We'd love seeing people come out and race with us. We welcome everybody. So with that, Cody, I will just say again, thank you so much. It's been a fantastic season, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.
It's been a fun season, Frank. Thanks for having us, and can't wait to do this again.
Absolutely. And on behalf of the AMX League and staff, we want to thank everyone for tuning in, and you all have a wonderful evening.